Okay, let's get started on the floor. Oh, it's the nice way to start the day. With your head in any comfortable position, you can be all the way down, you can be propped up. Angle your feet just a little bit forward. Take that top knee and we'll reach forward and back. Trying to keep your hips nice and still. Nine. Let's do one more. So trying to get knee and toe down, trying to reach your heel back onto the floor without rolling. But we are going to roll and try to stay in our mat. And we're going to take our knees up and go side to side, center, and bridge. We go for 8 of these, side, center, and bridge. 2, 4, 5. Use this time to check in with how your hips are feeling. Get that rotation, internal, external. 1 more. And then you can roll over onto side 2. I'm going to do a butt pivot so I can see you. We'll get into our comfy position over here. And we will reach knee and toe down, heel to the back. You might find it's a little bit easier on one side than the other. Like everything else, it's normal. But we can keep working on it. It might help to exhale as you're reaching, especially going forward. I've lost count, so let's do 2 more, because that's my standard. And let's come on to our back. 1 more time. And bring your knees up, and let's go for a bound butt. So we're going to take 1 knee and 1 hand. We're not pulling your knee in, we're pushing that leg away because your leg is going to want to pull in. So you want to keep tension there. And let's go for 6 dead bugs on each side, keeping that tension across your abs, back flat on the floor. And reset your position, side 2, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your knees in, push behind your thighs, roll yourself up. Let's come on to hands and knees. Let's do some cat-cow. Waking up the spine. No fancy articulations today. And then let's wag our tails. So look over one side, look over the other side. Shift your hips accordingly. Try to look for your hip. And let's do some big restorative hip circles. 3, 4, it feels like we're doing our cool down for our warm up. That's okay. We're moving, getting the blood flowing. Okay, let's come up into half kneeling. And let's stretch your foot out in front. And this is so we can sit back and press forward. So we're still working through the hips, stretching the hamstrings and calves. And then I'm gonna turn around, you can stay where you are. We're gonna take our leg out to the side, bring one arm down, reach up to the ceiling and thread the needle. Still warming up your back, getting it moving, getting that rotation in there. 2 more. And then come up, your knee is still out 90 degrees. We're gonna glide to the side for maybe 6. 6, bring that knee down, switching to side 2. So we want your leg more forward than I usually do for hip flexor stretch. And we'll go forwards and backwards. Hip flexor stretch, hamstring stretch. Just checking in with how everything is feeling, not forcing anything. Smooth and dynamic. 1 more. And then we'll take that knee that's front out to the side, bring the opposite hand down. Ooh, let's do some rotations. One more. Coming up, keeping your knee out to the side. Let's go into our glides. Bring that knee forward. Come up to standing. And let's keep going side to side. Let your body weight stretch out those inner thighs. And bring your hands and your hips down. And let's drop our shoulders. And let's hold for 3, 2, 1. And switch sides. 3, 2, 1. And let's make it a little more dynamic. Doesn't have to be fast. We'll let your back stretch. This is always a nice thing to do in the morning. Okay, come back to center, bring your hands down onto the floor. Let's do some bottoms up. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands on knees. Roll it up. Okay. Let's hug our knees in. Let your low back round. And 1 more set. And take it into butt kicks. Reach and pull. Make sure you're pulling your knee back behind your hip and getting that stretch across your thighs. One more set. And let's make those big hip circles. We want everything nice and loose before you put the bands on our feet and make everything tight again. Okay, let's take your arms out to the side. We're going to kick straight forward and twist to reach with the opposite arm. And then let's finish. Let's take a big breath in. Reach up. Lean over to one side. Lean over to the other side. And let's make some circles. Give the shoulders a little bit of love. We're going to have weights in our hands today. We better show our shoulders some love. Let's roll the shoulders. And swing those arms. Let's get a light band. A light band. I don't know where my yellow band is, so I'm going to muddle through the green band. So if you have the bands, yellow is lightest, then green We'll use blue or black for the legs. So we need a light band for doing upper body, heavier band for doing lower body, and then we'll get our weights out. So let's do some pull aparts. Band around your wrists, not around your hands. You want your wrists to stay neutral as you pull apart, pulling with your back muscles, letting your arms follow. And holding that band apart, let's do some biceps. 6. Holding your hands here, we're going to reach up on an angle and pull back in. Protract, retract those shoulder blades. 6. One more. And then from here, we're going to reach up and we're going to pull down. So let's stay in front today. Good. Okay. 6. Let's do 2 more of these. And then we're going to hold on to the band and do some bow and arrow work. So stop sign hand. So your thumb sticking out. Grab overhand and pull back. 2. 8. Switching hands. Fancy schmancy if you can do it without stopping. There we go. 2, 3, 4. And 8. Let's put that band down, grab the heavier band. And we're going to loop. Sit down. Loop it around our ankles. So we're going to come into a little squat, just enough so that you're hinging and you can feel your hips turning on. We're going to tap forward, side, and back. Forward, side, back in, and back. You're always coming back to the starting position. Let's do 2 more rounds. And go over to the other side. Shift your weight, sink back into your little squat. Forward, side, and back. Keeping your body nice and tall. Good. Forward, side. Oh, my hips are getting tired. 2 more rounds. Looking good. Last one. Okay, and then we're going to slide the band. So it's over our feet, under our arches. If you need to hold on, hold on. I'm going to do my best to do this without holding on. We'll see what happens. We're going to do knee raises. Pull with your quads and your hip flexors. Don't let the band go slack at the bottom. 11, last one. Switching sides and up. And 2 more. Okay, and then the tricky one, we're going to get our hamstrings fired up. You point your toes. I am going to hold on for this one and pull back. The key is not to lean your body forward to get that momentum. Stay tall and let the muscle do the work. And then let's go to the other side. Pointing your toe down and push. Let's take the band off. Grab a drink And we're gonna do a little flow 2 times on each side. I actually have a, a video of this on the YouTube channel. I popped to the top of the channel, so when you open it up, you can see it. It's a little cleaner than trying to wade your way through a whole video and find where we're doing this. It's a really nice mobility flow. Let me slide this back. So we're gonna reach up, pull down, walk your hands out to a plank. From here, we're gonna pike up to a down dog. Release your back. One knee tuck, knee to elbow. Take that leg up to the ceiling. And then we're gonna step it out towards your hand. I didn't make it to my hand this time. Maybe I will next time. Honor your body wherever you are and hold that rotation up. Good. Bring it down. Step it back so you don't have to walk it out again. We're going to pike up to a down dog. Take your other leg in for a knee tuck. That leg reaches up for the ceiling. And then we step forward towards your hand and rotate up to that side. Let's bring it down. Step it back one more time. So from your plank, down dog, then we're going to go single leg. Leg one comes towards your knee, up to the ceiling, giant step towards the outside of your hand. Nice. Reach up towards that leg. Bring it down. Step it back. Hike into your down dog. Oh my God, that feels good. And from here, we'll knee tuck side two. Take that leg up to the ceiling. Step it forward. Twist and reach. Bring that arm down. Step it back into your plank. And come into child's pose. We're going to go through the mat work once, like we did on Tuesday. We'll blitz through it, maybe some variations from what we've done last week. And then we'll get into our Turkish get-up and our strength workout. Lots of time. We're doing so much stuff, we're just flowing. So let's start on hands and knees. Let's do balance beam style bird dogs. Keep it nice and easy, hopefully. Pretty basic. So toes curled under, hands together, knees together. And what we're going to do is extend, crunch elbow to knee, extend, and switch sides. So extend, crunch your elbow to your knee, extend again, and bring everything down. Good. 2. We're going for 4 on each side. 3. The fun thing about bird dogs is, even if you're really wobbly on the first one, usually by the time you get to the end, your nervous system and your muscles have started talking to each other again. And that's why this is such a powerful, powerful move. Okay, we're going to come down onto our sides when you've done your bird dogs. And we'll do something a little different instead of clamshells. So you're going to angle your feet forward just a little bit. And we're going to take both legs up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to hold it up. Take your legs apart and snap them together. Good. 4, 5. Last one. And snap. We call those alligator snaps. Okay. We're going to come onto our back. And we're going to stick with the bridge march because I love it. So we're going to lift up into our bridge. Hips, knees, and feet are all lined up. Lift up nice and high. Glutes are engaged. Hips are going to stay stable as we march. Nice and controlled with your knees bent. You're not flinging your legs up. And one more set. And then bring your hips down. Small butt pivot around. And we'll do our leg lifts and alligator snaps on side 2. So from the front, let's just lift up both legs at the same time. You might find yourself wanting to press through the floor. That's okay. What we want is your legs working together. And moving them in the same direction at the same time is pretty easy, or easier than holding your legs up and asking your legs to go in opposite directions. Make sure that bottom leg is going down to the floor. And snap, snap, 2 more. And rest. Let's roll over onto our bellies. I need to turn around so I can see the clock. We're gonna go for a 40-second plank. Starting now. So nice and strong, elbows or wrists, incline or flat, your choice. If you can't hold it for 40 seconds, let your knees drop or come out of it and then come right back in. We're halfway through. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down on one side. We have some V-ups coming at you. So lift up out of your sleepy shoulder. Stay lifted as best you can. We're going to reach out and crunch. You're reaching elbow to knee or hand to ankle. And you're on the meat of your hip. You're not right on your hip bone. So you can rock back a little bit on this. As long as you're working these muscles with the side crunch and not these muscles by swinging everything forward. And who's counting? Good. Let's roll it over again. Let's get 5 good push-ups in with our W's. And then we'll do our V-ups on the other side. So reach, pull, reach, and plank. Lower yourself down carefully. Don't just drop. Reach, pull, reach, and plank. Nice. Pull. Oh, I like that strong bodies. 4. And reach, pull, reach, and plank. On to side 2 for our oblique lifts. Hopefully you get the difference between pulling in and crunching with this part of your abdominal muscles and lifting up, kind of like what we did with our leg lifts before, and working the obliques. So your legs are a little bit forward because you have to be. Oof. But we're lifting with obliques, not with the tummy muscles that run right down the middle. Nice. Roll all the way over. There's no rest for the weary on the mat. Let's do some swimmers. We're going to count to 20. Everything stays neutral. Lifting with your back, opposite arm and leg. 2. Let's grab a light weight if you got one. Side plank. So elbow right under your shoulder. Knees and legs all in a nice line. We're not hinging our hips way back. We're gonna take our arm on our hip this time. Tuesday, we were doing it like this. Today, we're gonna lift this way. See if you can feel your shoulder blade moving. 7. Let's do one more like this. And then we're gonna bend your arm, reach down and up. Trying to keep your elbow just above your ribs so you're not bracing. And let's bring it down onto our backs. Lifting our legs up, 10 little lifts, like you're trying to tuck a blanket or a towel underneath your hips. So straight leg, it looks like this. Bent leg, it's a little smaller movement. You could even pretend you're pulling it under, moving your arms. Okay, just about done. We have shoulder work to do from side plank on side 2, and then we move on. The weight in your hand coming into your side plank. We're going to do 6 lifts from hip to ceiling. And then we're going to bend our arm, keeping your elbow up, rotate that weight down and up. Two more. Good. Let's keep that weight in your hand. You're going to do half a Turkish get up. That arm is going to be a post up to the ceiling. And leg's going to go out to the side, arm out to the side. And we're going to roll up onto our elbow, keeping that weight up to the ceiling, up onto our hands, up into a half bridge, and then bring it back down, down onto that elbow, and all the way down. One more time, rolling up, up, and up, bringing it down, down, and down. Switching sides, I'm going to go the other way without turning around. Brace that weight up to the ceiling. It's a post. You want to make sure your foot isn't tucked into your bottom. You want about a 90-degree angle at that knee that's bent. We'll roll up, up, and up, and bring it down, down, and down. One more time. Rolling up, 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 and drop those hips down to the elbow, all the way down onto your back. Bring that weight down, put it away. Take a minute, grab a drink, and we're going to move into our strength section. Everything in your body, if it's not tired, ready, it's going to be ready to move. We're going to grab a medium to a heavy weight. We're going to go 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. We're going to do our side step and circle. So we're side lunge. Let's go in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Out and circle, out and circle. Abs are strong, everything's engaged. Maybe your weight is a counterbalance. Your hip goes back as the weight goes forward. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. get one more in. And off we go. Put the weight down. I'll hold on to it. Only 20 seconds. Move around, loosen everything up, grab a drink if you need it, 10 seconds. We go into our sumo squat with the leg lift and twist. So here we go. Sink it down and lift up. Sink down, lift up. Nice and controlled. You've got balance. You've got strength. You've got rotational abilities. Even when you're balancing. 5 seconds left. Use it all. And done. Hanging on to this weight again. We're going to do alternating single leg deadlifts, stiff-legged deadlifts. We go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reaching down, switching legs. You're not reaching with your arms. The weight should be pretty close to your legs. Your arms are going too far forward. You're putting a lot of strain on your back, asking your back to do a lot of work. Hard to talk and focus and do this. 3, 2, and 1. Put our weight down. Come down on the floor. Exercise number 4 in the set is a plank to a side plank. So we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, plank. Roll up all the way to a side plank. Absolutely, you can do this from your elbows. From your knees, it's a little trickier. You want to make sure you can rotate all the way up onto your side, which means keeping your knees together. 5 more seconds. Let's get one more in. Good, and we'll take a minute here. Come into child's pose, let your back rest. I think we're gonna mix up that first exercise, which was a side step or side lunge with a stir the pot. There's another exercise also called the side step with a circle. And I think we'll try both and you can tell me which one you like best. 30 seconds, grab a drink of water. The new one is going to get your heart rate up a little bit higher. And I think that's a good thing. So in aerobics, we'll do this. Step together, step out, step together, step out. We're going to do the same thing, except have a weight in your hand. You're going to keep it close to your body. And we're going to go around and out. They're not doing big, tall arms up to the ceiling. Little arms holding onto a weight. And step together, step and reach. Together, step and reach. Halfway through. Hopefully you've been doing this with me since I started. I'm losing my breath. We have 10 seconds left. And rest. Hold on to that weight. Might be feeling kind of heavy by now. We're gonna go into our sumo squats. Imagine you got tar under your feet or sticky piece of gum. The weight starts at your waist. Legs are wide. Down we go. Up and reach. Up and reach. Don't lose your balance. You've got balance. You've got strength. Find it. 10 seconds left. And last one. Good work. Going into our single leg deadlifts. And keep my feet on the mat this time, see if it makes a difference. We go in 10 seconds. Ooh, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Flat back, shoulder blades are pulled down, abs engaged, hips engaged. And please, don't let me catch you reaching because you're going to put too much strain on your back. I'd rather use a heavier weight. Make your hips work. And they may not all be as pretty. Some may be shallower, some may be deeper, some may be more wobbly, and we're done. That's okay. It's the nature of the beast. Come down on the floor. Last round of plank to side plank. And we get another little break. Let's go. Find your plank. Rotate up. Find your plank. Check your shoulder blades. Trust your arms. Trust your shoulder as you shift your weight. If you don't make it all the way over, that's okay. Learn to trust this part of your body holding you. Part of why we train, right? Trust the body. 5 seconds. And rest. Awesome. We have one more round of 4 exercises. Well, 2 rounds of 4 exercises to go. Sledgehammers, squats with reaches, chest press, lat pulls, and a weightless bridge with a reach for mobility at the end. And then we'll do a nice big stretch. So really, we get through twice, we have 8 minutes of work, and we'll be done by about 5 after 8, or in 10 minutes, and then we'll have time for a stretch. Go in about 30 seconds, step touch. The first move is a sledgehammer. So you're going to hold on to your dumbbell from the middle part, and we're going to reach, stop the momentum as with your core. You're going to stick that landing. We're going to do 20 seconds to one side and then 20 seconds to the other side. And we'll go in 3, 2, 1. Swing that weight and stop it. Big exhale. Contract those abs. Last week we were a little crazy and we alternated sides. This feels a whole lot better. Let's switch directions. And we're all one-sided. One side of these is always going to feel weird. Add more seconds. It's not about speed. It's about controlling that weight that wants to keep going and you want to stop it. Put that weight down. You're gonna grab something a little bit lighter for going overhead. So I can keep talking to you. You adjust your weights accordingly. My squat's a little bit wider. You do your squat. We're gonna sink it down and reach up. Up and over. Through. Reach and press. Reach and press. Lean and twist if that feels good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. "20 seconds here. We do our chest press and pull. I like to do this from a staggered stance, a split stance. Helps me stay up a little bit straighter. Start with goalpost to arms. Let's go. Squeeze and pull. See if you can keep your elbows 90 degrees through both these movements. Way through. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights down. And set them to the side. Come down on the floor. And give you a little stretch. We're doing our bridge with the overhead reach. So with the yoga mat, you'll see what I mean. We bridge up, and I'm reaching for just behind the corner of the mat. Bring it down. So let's go. Lift up, twist and reach. Should feel like a nice stretch. Up, twist and reach. Your arms are always coming out here. We're not just doing this. So up and over, up and over. Yes, your hips will move. They don't have to stay stationary. And last one. Hug your knees in. Roll yourself up to standing. 20 seconds is pretty unforgiving. Grab your heavier weight. And in 5 seconds, we'll start with our sledgehammers again. So sledgehammer is all about control. Heavy weight is going to want to keep going down. You're using your abs to stop it. Imagine you're chopping wood. We're keeping this in the abs, and we're switching directions. Down we go. Keeping this in the abs, and hopefully out of your back. Let's do one more. Switching to lighter weights. We have 10 seconds. Find your squat stance. It may not be as wide as mine, it may be wider than mine. Hands start up here, sink it down and press it up. Down and up. Down. More seconds. Pace yourself, slow it down if you want. Speed it up. This is your workout. And rest. Can't put the weights down. We have one more. Uno más. We'll go in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Goalpost arms. 90-degree elbows. We're not doing this. Right arms out here. Whoop. And down. Nice shoulders. We're getting very tired. We got this. We are almost done. 10 more seconds here. And then we have our bridge with a nice big stretch. Whew. 3, 2, let's get one more in and done. Okay, weights down. Swing those arms out. And come down on the floor. Oof. Oofta, oofta. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lift up into your bridge and reach. Make this your stretch. Should feel good. Think about inhale to prepare. Exhale as you lift and reach. Exhale as you lift and reach. Inhale back down. Last one. Nice work. We are done. Let's just take our knees in. Your back was working, even if you were trying not to use your back. Everything works together. Just give your back a nice massage, circling your knees, letting your low back roll around on the floor. And reverse. Side to side. Okay. Let's come into a pencil stretch. Let your legs go long, arms reach behind you, getting a nice stretch through your armpit, down your sides. Take a giant step over to the right with your feet, keeping your hips on the floor. Take your arms over to the right. Let's take 3 big breaths here. That ribcage expand. Bring your feet back to center, arms back to center. And let's take your legs, giant step over to the left. Try to keep your hips down on the floor. It's tempting to want to roll. I want you to keep your hips down. Arms and feet go the same direction. So you're getting a nice big stretch through the armpit, through your side body, which is the funniest term I've ever heard, but somehow I still use it. 3 big breaths here. And then come back to center. We're going to cross knee over knee. I'm going to take left knee over right knee. Put both legs in. Again, you're stretching through your low back. But as we twist to the right, you're going to stretch deep into your left hip. And let's stay here for 5 good breaths. Then bring your right foot down, slide your ankle onto your knee, and let's reach behind your right thigh. And we'll come into a number 4 stretch. You can pull with one hand and take your other hand and push out with the other. Either which way, if you're pulling in, we're still stretching that left hip. Few more big breaths here. Only on the exhales do you try to go a little deeper into that stretch. Okay, bring your right foot down. Keep that left knee pressing out to the side and maybe forward. And let's twist all the way down to the right. You want to keep openness in the front and the side of that left hip. Two more breaths. And let's come up and we'll switch sides. So taking your right knee over your left, hugging both of them in. And twist down to the left, just a little bit, just enough to go deep into those rotator muscles, deep in your right hip. Put your left foot down, slide your ankle onto the knee. So we're going to come into a number 4 stretch. Let's start by pulling that left leg in. You can use your elbow to push that leg away, or you can take your hand and push that leg away. We want to get deeper into those right rotator muscles. So whatever feels better to you. Push and pull, or pull harder on the left and use your elbow on the right. Bring your left foot down, keeping that right knee out to the side, but pressing forward, not using your hands. We're going to rotate down to the left, keeping the front and side of that right hip nice and open. Couple of big breaths here, and then we'll roll all the way over. And let's put our hands by our shoulders. First things first, we're going to prop ourselves up. Squeeze your booty and lift yourself up. Look up at the ceiling. If it feels good to shift your hips, go ahead. But release your shoulders down. Don't hunch them by your ears. Lift your chin up and let your abdominal muscles stretch. Then we're going to come back down and go into our scorpion stretch. Take one leg up and reach behind you. Bring it back down, lift up, reach behind you. One more time. Up and back. And let's come up onto hands and knees. And we'll do child's pose with the thread the needle. So we're going to take one arm through, sink your hips back. See if you can bring your head down to the floor and your hips to your heels. One arm is reaching across, one arm is reaching forward. Adjust your hand positions to get whatever stretch you need. It doesn't need to be exactly where mine is. Your body's going to feel a little bit different after what you just did, so settle into it. 10 more seconds here. And then let's come up and we'll do side 2. Sliding the other arm under, sinking your hips back, reaching your arm forward, trying to get your head down on the floor. Find the place where you're getting the best stretch across your shoulders, through your back. One more big deep breath here, in and out. Let's press yourself up onto hands and knees. Just kind of check in our hip circles. maybe 2 or 3 each direction. And let's come to sitting on our bottoms. Cross your legs, and my hands are gonna go off screen again. We're gonna reach forward. Hips are anchoring you, legs are anchoring you. Maybe it's more comfortable for you to be in a straddle. If that is you, be my guest. My legs don't straddle and let me do this at all. So I like it better with cross-legged. You may like it better with the straddle. I'll show you. This is my straddle. That's as far as I can go. It's not very comfortable and it's not a stretch. So if I cross my legs, I can get more stretch through my hips and my back. You do you. And from here, we can take one hand on the opposite knee, reach behind, lift up nice and tall on your sit bones. Turn and go for a nice big spinal twist. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Exhale and try to twist a little farther. Look a little farther over your shoulder. Beautiful. And then we'll come back. Switching sides, lifting up as tall as you can, rotating around. Two more times. And we're all done. Good workout this morning.